Here we are. Welcome back to Midweek Madness. So we are here with game number 3 with Team Viper and Team Daut. This one is going to be Nomad, and well, I like to call it No Madness because it is absolutely crazy, and it is Midweek Madness, so we got all the madness things going on. Once again, I'm joined by nobody. He's going to be co-casting this one with me, and already we're starting to see some sheep stealing, some TC blocking, some confusion. What is going on here?
Don't ask me. All I know is that we got some Persian players here, and I don't think that TC deucing is it's against the rules, right? It's not against the rules.
Well, no, but it's probably like, a gentlemanly agreement not to lame each other too much,
Oh,
it's not it's not strictly against the rules though.
Just as I say that, okay. Let's introduce the players. They're all putting down their town centers now. Let's start with the Vipers team. We have the Viper playing as the Huns. His ally this game will be Idefix, just right next to him, playing as the Malians. And the third player on their team will be Andorin in teal, playing as the Persians. So a lot of different, two AOC civs, and then the Malians are the wild card here. Yeah,
Viper was given the Huns to play by Daut's team. He was like, they said, right, Viper, you're going to play the Huns. And so he had to play the Huns because the top players, civs, are chosen by the other team. But one thing I would say is that this team for Viper, Idefix and Doran, they're very close together, actually. You can see both Idefix and Viper's TCs on one screen, and then Andoran's just a stone's throw away. So that's kind of a nice thing in Nomad, because you want to kind of be close to your teammates. You don't want to get too sort of cornered or trapped between two enemies, for example. Can lead to all manner of horrible things happening if you do. So I think their positioning is very nice. What about Daut's team, though? They do look a lot more spread out immediately. If we look at Daut, he's in the green to the left as the Magyars, and he is, well, pretty much on his own here versus Viper once again. And it's kind of cool that in all three of these games, both Viper and Daut have ended up being very close together, probably for the benefit of the series as well. And then you've got their teammate, King Marv, in the yellow, who's like basically on the other side of Viper's team. So in order for King Marv to get to Daut, he's got to go through Andoran, he's got to go through Idefix, and he has to go through Viper to reach Daut. Well, okay, not quite, but he's very far away. Squeak, on the other hand, he's like down to the south of the map, miles away from anybody, and this gives me a lot of worries for Team Daut here.
Well, actually, I think Squeak's not that far off. There's actually this little shallows that they can cross by, which make it very interesting if we do see Galley Wars come out or something like that. But he actually does have access in between these two, so it is very interesting. I just want to point out that Andorin actually lost a villager early on to King Marv, is Marv's town center. We have both the Persian players here, so unfortunately we won't see any TC douching.
Try and Persian douche a Persian player and see how that works out. Generally not too well. So yeah, these guys are very close together, and since they're so close, maybe we'll see them kind of keeping each other busy. And since Viper and Daut are so close, maybe we'll see those guys laming each other a little bit and getting some early aggression between them as well. You're right about the shallow, though. It does mean that Squeak isn't too far away, and what's really interesting about Nomad is how players will wall themselves in and how they will sort of construct their defenses. Because what I imagine happening is both sides will just wall off the shallows. And since it's such a narrow sort of passageway, it will be quite easy to wall off. And that could be a problem for Squeak later on if he has to go all the way around just to help out Daut, just to help out King Marv. Because I would kind of label Squeak in this situation as the pocket player, if you know what I mean. He's far away from everyone. He's probably going to boom up a little bit. And since he's playing as the Mayans, he's mostly going to have his impact in the Castle Age. And of course, this is Nomad as well. And players will tend to do a fast castle if they're a little bit further away from everyone, just due to the fact that it does take longer to build up. You end up having more villages in the Dark Age, and it lends itself quite well to a fast castle.
I think there's such an interesting dynamic here. We talked about the advantages of all players being together for the Vipers team, but it's exactly the opposite if we look at water. On water, we have Squeak, Daut, and King Marv kind of in the middle to the left area, whereas Idefix has placed his dock all the way in the top side, with his cheaper docks, of course.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so obviously the docks, they are coming up now as well, and I guess what advantage is that I'm just trying to figure out where everyone is here because it's always so confusing. Maybe team colors would really help us to see what's going on, or maybe not. I mean, it's always a bit of a mess. But yeah, the advantage of not having your docks so close together to your teammates is that you're going to have longer fishing. Like the fish aren't going to get depleted as quick. But at the same time, if you lose the water, that's not going to matter anyway. And if you have your docks close to your teammates, then you're going to be able to potentially win the water a little easier, or at least defend the water a little easier. Oh, Viper getting trapped in with a villager here.
Have you been watching this? This is epic.
Yeah, I'm watching this. It's pretty funny. Like, Daut's trying to wall him in. Viper tried to wall himself in to stop Daut walling him in, and then Daut eventually walled him in anyway. It's just a sea of palisade walls here. Brilliant.
Yeah, it looks like Daut's finally gonna get the last lap. That was absolutely epic. That was great.
Yeah, I love the laming that happens on Nomad. Of course, Viper sent a villager forward to go and lame as much as he could. Right now, he's over on the mills, and this deer patch is going to be hotly contested. I mean, everyone wants a piece of this deer patch. I mean, whose deer patch is this? No, it's disputed territory right now. This is like equidistant between Viper, Daut, and Idefix, and they want their deer, man. Viper and Daut bringing their bills into fight here. Thankfully, both players do have loom, I can confirm. So Viper and Daut just gonna go to town. Villager war here at 10 minutes of game time.
I think the Viper wants it more. He's taking half of his economy over, more than half of his economy over. He's gonna get these deer, even if it costs him everything.
Absolutely, he's gonna go ahead and take 4 villagers to take the deer, whilst the rest of his villagers come in and fight. No one losing a villager yet, though. Daut getting a couple of shots off with his TC. Viper still not losing a villager. Daut not willing to commit as many villagers here. It looks like he's gonna lose one as Viper has him surrounded. And Daut now, will he just go back, or will he bring his whole economy over to fight this? I think he's going back. He wants no part of this madness.
The Viper has the bigger balls, of course. That's why he's won this matchup. But does it really matter in the long term? I don't know. I have no clue. Looks like the Viper's fishing heavily. On the left side, we have Daut fishing heavily as well. A lot of the players getting a lot of fishing ships out early on.
Yeah, typically, players will make a few fish. It depends on how much resource on the land they have. And I like this move by Viper, actually. This is really clever. You look to the north of Daut's TC. He's actually walled that. And that means that Daut can't grab the boar without going all the way around. And look is on the other side of this wood line. It's Idefix with the lone villager trying to wall those boar in with a house just to prevent Daut from getting access to that lovely 680 food. So that's setting Daut back quite a bit there, actually. That's going to hurt. But Daut might be on the way up to the feudal age already, since he's adding a stone mine now. And indeed he is. Those fish obviously working overtime to get him that 500 food he needs, and he doesn't need those 2 boar anyway, so it's all good.
One of the things I'm noticing about Daut's map, his gold is actually in that same location that the Viper took that fight. He obviously has a lot of villagers there. Perhaps the Viper was thinking, you know what, not only could I get these deer, I could also keep Daut off of gold. Yeah,
that's a good point. Daut actually doesn't have a gold mine over here, does he? He's got no gold. Idefix is on the gold at the north, and the gold to the right of his base is, well, right now, uncontested, but he's sending some villas out. I'm guessing once he gets feudal, his priority is going to be to build some maybe defensive towers near the gold, or maybe he'll just go ahead and start towering Viper again. It did work so well last time that he might just try it again this time as well.
Yeah, Daut's actually going to take this gold. I thought the Viper would have tried to invest a little heavier in this. The Viper actually doesn't have gold either. He's going to take stone for himself on the top.
Well, Viper is still in the Dark Age. He's super, super late to click up. And as a result, he's 33 population. Okay, that's great. He's got a lot of fish out. But without being in the feudal age, he can't build any defensive towers. And he still hasn't clicked up yet. So Daut here, in the feudal age right now, is going to be going ahead building the towers, and Viper has absolutely no response to it. There's a tower coming up here on the wood line. This is a beautiful tower from Daut. Not only is it on Viper's wood line, but it's on Idefix's as well. But that's where, Idefix could come and help here. He's actually in the feudal age. He can afford to build the tower. But where is it? It's not there just yet.
Yeah, slow reaction for Idefix. He's finally going to go up with this tower. I think it might be up in time. That'll really save him. Yeah. And what is the Viper doing over here with the mill? He's building some palisades? Oh, I thought he was going to go up with the tower himself, but he's still in the Dark Age.
Yeah, he's going to get feudal first. That tower from Idefix will come up just in time. It's pretty close, actually. But Daut might finish his tower anyway. It depends. No, he's not going to finish that. That villager she is dead. Now, that's really, really fortunate that Idefix got that up in time, because if that tower had gone up, that would be a lot of potential damage to both of these woodlines. It's a perfect tower from Daut. So a good reaction from Idefix. As a result, he is actually now the top of his team on the scoreboard. Now, I think we should take our attention to the water a little bit here, because on the right side, or the top, sort of, between Andoran and Marv, they've just got a huge wall off. Marv's got like three layers of palisade, so and a massive stone wall coming up at the top. So there's no way Andoran's getting through there for a while. I think players are going to start turning their attention to the water. Has anyone started making anything yet? Daut has got a fire galley out right now. And wow, that's actually about it. I think King Marv must have some military on the water. Yeah, he's making a galley or two right now.
Yeah, I'm watching Daut. He's able to take off, I think, 3 fishing ships so far, getting some really good damage onto the Viper, and Daut's still pumping out those fire galleys. Over on the south side, Squeak, is he going up for a fast castle? Let me check. Yeah, it looks like Squeak is already at the castle.
Yeah. Squeak halfway up, very nicely done, but this is kind of what I was saying earlier on, Squeak, he's basically like a pocket player here. He's got a huge fish boom at the back, he's got 3 docks right now, and he's going to be going ahead and making some galleys. So I expect that Squeak's team should be able to, or I should say Daut's team to make it more clear, Daut's team should be able to start winning the water. Not only that, but King Marv with his 2 galleys might find some fishing ships of Andoran as well, who's now going to have to flee. He actually has no defense on the water here at all, and Viper only just hitting the feudal age, no ships out for him either. So Daut's team starting to take the water, and that could really change the course of this battle.
Absolutely, so many fishing ships from Andoran and so little army. I wonder where all of his army went. And then on the left side we have Daut. He got up his tower before the Viper did. The Viper's gonna have to. No, actually the Viper's gonna rush this tower. He's gonna try to get this up.
Oh yeah, he is rushing it, and I don't think he's going to be fine with that. I don't think he's going to lose a villager here, so that's fair. He's also got a protective tower on the south of his TC, just in case Daut tries to come forward with any more. Daut really trying to gain control of the sort of center of the map between both of their TCs. That's a really good move to make, and he does have access to the gold, which means that Viper right now, without any gold access, actually has no way to really get back on the water or do anything on the water. Viper's only mining stone. He has no gold income. Without gold, how is he going to make boats? How is he going to win the water? He's not. And that means that Daut's team should be able to win the water here. And I say should because, well, there's still no guarantees. Andoran adding in a couple of fire galleys of his own, but it's still going to be a tough fight.
And King Marv losing all of his army went into galleys instead of fire galleys. Could have been a big mistake, as we could see just 1 fire galley able to tank so much from those galleys. And that's just going to keep putting the hurt on these players. This is so messy. We talked about it earlier on in the game. But it's so crazy right now. It's hard to tell which player has access to what resources or where they're at.
Yeah, well, I mean, Castle Age upgrade coming in for Idefix. That's actually really surprising to me. Idefix here, it's kind of sandwiched between his 2 teammates, so I guess he's technically like a pocket, but he's actually Castle right now. He's adding in a 2nd town center, and I think he was building a siege workshop, but he may have just removed it. Yeah, he's rebuilding it now. Siege workshop coming up for him. I wonder if Idefix is actually going to make a play towards Daut here with this siege workshop. If he is, I'm surprised he's building it on the right side and not on the left, but he could help Viper to clean out these towers and prevent Daut from gathering this gold in the center of the map now that he's in the Castle Age. For now, though, Daut building more towers, continuing to be annoying. Idefix having to put one up in defense, but I think he's going to be absolutely fine. And Idefix now queuing up 3 rams immediately. This is a really nice move. It's going to allow him to just kind of regain some map control here and prevent Daut's towers from doing lasting damage.
I imagine Idefix, as soon as he gets down with these towers, he's going to go straight for Daut. So Daut's going to need a little bit of help from his ally King Marv, or a little bit of pressure to come in from Squeak on the bottom side.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It does seem like Squeak now, though, is focusing a little bit more on the water. Idefix has added like a single fire galley, which isn't a huge amount, and now that Squeak's got the war galleys out, it's literally just Andoran defending all of these fishing ships right now. Viper's fishing ships here, Andoran's fishing ships, really in a lot of trouble if they lose the water, and I really have no doubt that they will lose the water. It's just a matter of time, as Squeak is a little bit further ahead right now with this war galley upgrade done, and it looks like Andoran may lose this army if he's not careful against these much stronger units. So on the water, yeah, that is going on, but what is happening on the land? It does seem to me like both Andoran and King Marv are just happy to just let themselves sort of boom up a little bit, it seems. Both players basically walling each other out, and if I can see correctly, yeah, Andoran's up to 3 TCs right now. Marv's still in the feudal age, but I'm guessing he's just going to boom as well, because there's a lot of walls up here. They're both playing pretty defensively.
You know what? The Viper's going to return the favor from Daut earlier in the game. If you go to the bottom left of the Viper's base, there's 4 walled villages for Daut right now. Completely stuck.
Oh, I'm not seeing that. Oh, no. I'm still not seeing... Oh, wait. Yeah, I see what you mean. These guys over here. Yeah, the walls are like quite far away, actually, aren't they? So, yeah. Viper, nice little move. Love it.
Yeah, those guys are as good as dead unless Daut gets... Oh, Daut's going to transport them over, actually.
Oh yeah, there's the transport. Nice. But actually his villagers running into the tower there. I was wondering where they were going, actually. It was like running towards Viper's base.
They don't want to be saved.
That is not safe. Yeah, okay. He'll get the villagers back. He did spend a transport ship though, but hey, maybe that could come into... Oh! Where's he going with the transport? Is he going to go sneaky beaky? Is he going to come in and try and... I don't know where he could possibly land them. But if he can get some sneak villagers in somewhere, that could be pretty nice as well.
Daut's got a hidden strategy of his own. Who knows where he's going? He might be going the right side of Town Center. But let's take a look at Idefix right now. Idefix has those 3 rams out. He's positioned his Town Center to start to pressure Daut. He's got all the support he needs. He's coming out with archers too. And this could be a very, very bad position for these players. Daut's going to try to defend with villagers.
Yeah, Daut here, he's got like these towers and the villagers, but the towers are going to do nothing against these rams. However, it's still going to be pretty difficult for Idefix to break through this, since he doesn't really have much supporting armor yet. He's got, what, 2 archers? That's not really enough at this stage, and I feel like he's still going to have a real tough time getting through here. His rams are getting pretty low, and Daut's just built a stone wall, so it's going to be, yeah, it's going to take quite some time for him to actually break through and do some damage. Viper deleting his mill to maybe give Idefix another angle, but it does seem to me like now that Daut is in the Castle Age and building a siege workshop, he will successfully defend this once he starts to build a mangonel to take down the rams. That's what I imagine he will do anyway. Daut actually sent his villagers over to Squeak's base. These 4 vills, they're over at Squeak's base
Yeah.
with a new TC, and that actually makes a lot of sense because he's actually not really got much going on at his own base here. There's certainly not really room for a 3rd town center, and there's not really many resources worth defending either. So it does seem to make a lot of sense for me for him to actually build his TC down here.
I don't know about this decision from Daut, though. He's making a third town center in his own base. I'm thinking his main base may be a goner, but he's going to try to defend this with all he's got.
Yeah, at this stage, I think this one mangonel could be enough to help defend, but let's see. We'll see as Idefix comes in now. There is a mangonel coming out for Daut, as expected. 3 rams and a mangonel from Idefix, though. It could be tough. Oh, nice shot coming in on the rams. They're all pretty low. Second shot comes in, takes another ram down. And the 3rd shot comes in. Well, doesn't need to come in. The watchtower does the rest. So the ram rush has basically been stopped dead in its tracks. And now Daut, 1 mangonel to defend versus 2. But bear in mind this is the 2K4 player versus the rookie here, so I'm sure Daut has been in this situation enough times to be able to take this kind of fight successfully. But we will see. I mean, I'll keep an eye on it.
Absolutely. One thing I want to point out is Squeak has great map control. I think he's taken out most of the fishing of the other players, including Andorin, and he's going to start to fish boom on the right side too. So he has a pretty good economy going for him. And in the middle side, we have King Marv versus Andorin. These guys are facing off. The walls are breached. The walls are breached.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Castle coming up for King Marv right here. I like that. We got a Mangonel fight going on. Looks like King Marv going to get the advantage there as well. Nicely done. But look at the score difference between King Marv and Andorin. King Marv is the bottom on his team right now as Andorin is on the top. There's a very big difference in score between these guys. And I wonder if Andorin is on the way up to the Imperial Age yet. He's not just yet, but I don't think he's going to be too far away. Whereas King Marv seems a little bit more committed to this Castle Age aggression. He's got some knights out, and I think he needs to just go ahead and raid right now. Andorin actually has no defense from a knight raid at this stage. He doesn't even have fletching yet.
Another thing I want to point out, the Viper is only advancing the Castle Age now. He is the lowest score on his team. I wonder what he's going to do when he gets in the next stage. He's playing as Huns, and he's got tons of food in the bank, but no gold. No gold access for him.
Wow, yeah, he's got like 1k wood and 1k food. Now, that would be great if he was Imperial and he was able to make like a lot of trash, but he's not going to want to do that now, I feel.
I think he needs 1k gold and he can make a wonder if he was in the
Yeah, if only it wasn't Conquest though. That would be nice. But yeah, Viper here, so late to Castle in comparison. He's got enough stone for a castle, but he's going to go ahead and build a second TC first. A strange location for that, just out in the middle next to his mill. I guess, you know, it's a good farming town center. You can put a lot of farms around it. And I'm expecting we'll see another TC, a third TC from him somewhere as well. I'm sure he's just built a third TC, actually. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. It's all the way behind Andorin's base. It's kind of funny, both Daut and Viper here having to build their TCs far, far away from their starting positions just because that area of the map is basically a wasteland. Also, Daut, 2 TCs next to each other behind Squeak's base. Just Daut cannot play a game of AoE 2 without making that 4th TC, can he?
No, yeah, he really can't. What is with our 2K players? Really, this series has been allowing a lot of these younger players to be able to shine a bit.
Yeah, it's been cool. I mean, the intermediate and the lower level players are actually having quite a good impact on these games. Idefix right now looks like he's got the advantage over Daut here. It's 2 Mangonels versus 1 still. I think we saw a 1-for-1 trade earlier. He's got some monks to support this with as well. I like it. Daut though comes out with 1 Mangonel. He will trade 1-for-1. And Idefix has the advantage. Viper, look at this teamwork, repairing Idefix's Mangonel for him so he can take down the tower. I like it. This is nice.
P-tarts! There's P-tarts at the bottom of the shoreline. This is huge! Squeaks up to the Imperial Age. He's going to be spamming Eagle Warriors pretty soon. And he's going to bust in.
Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, Squeak now Imperial. As we said earlier, he's just had a free boom, basically. He's like 3 TCs. He's got a huge amount of fish, which are now taking shore fish. But, you know, since they won the water, he was able to fish for a long time, uncontested. Petard coming in. Eagle Warrior's done, and I'm guessing Squeak's going to go straight to Elite Eagles and start raiding. This could be devastating for Viper's team. Viper here, only just reaching the Castle Age, and now Squeak's on his ass with Elite Eagles. That is just difficult.
These Eagles are going to absolutely wreck everything if these quick walls don't come out. Here comes the quick walls from the Viper. He's getting the middle side. He's getting the right side. He just needs to wall the left side.
Oh, he's got it. That was beautiful. Nice quick wall. Great response. Squeak gonna be delayed slightly here as the Elite Eagle Warrior upgrade comes in. But where's the weak point in this wall? It's the mill and it's the market. If Squeak just focuses on the mill, he'll be in there in an instant anyway.
Yeah, or the hole on the left. That's a weak point too.
Is there a hole?
Yeah, the market.
Oh, right, over here.
But Squeak is gonna come in here with his galleons. That's gonna prevent the re-walls behind it. I think he could get possibly through this market. This is a really bad position for these players.
Oh yeah, these villagers are so unprotected right now. You've got Andoran though coming down with some knights because he's just hit the Imperial Age himself. So now Andoran is Imperial, he's playing as the Persians. We know that he's going to be looking for those Cavaliers and those Paladins, and they're going to fare pretty well against these Eagle Warriors right now. Squeak doesn't have the upgrades he needs to really win a fight versus Cavalier at the moment. Well, as I say that, he did just get his HP upgrade, so he's now got 100 HP on these guys. But still, he's lacking the attack and defense, and Andoran is going to have Cavalier any second. Oh, there you go. They're already done with +4 defense as well. So Andoran, it really rests on his shoulders now to keep Idefix and Viper safe. He did go ahead and support Idefix in Daut's base already. Daut with the defensive castle over here. But yeah, I mean, it's really going to rest on him. The problem is with Eagle Warriors is that they just get in through the cracks and they spread out and they just find villages all over the place. And this raiding from Squeak is going to have a huge impact on this game, even with the Cavalier from Andoran here.
The Eagles are in. I was thinking, how does Idefix let this happen? Let these Eagle Warriors come in? It's all up to Andoran to be able to clean up these Eagle Warriors before they get into the soft underbelly of these players' economies.
Yeah, absolutely. And Andoran here, you know, he's got the Cavalier now. He can engage, but like I say, the Eagles, they just run in and they go right to the back. They spread out and they make it really hard. You know, they make it hard for the Cavalier to really catch up to them. The idea is just to go in, kill villagers, and it doesn't matter if you lose a few Eagles in the process. So long as you're killing vills, you're doing good. Now look at Viper's population right now. He's at 74. Daut is at 111, but Squeak is at 139. Even King Marv is at 100 population. Even King Marv has more pop than Viper at this stage. And he is on the way up to the Imperial Age as well. King Marv in yellow here. Big boom going on. A huge amount of walls to keep Andoran out. Those villagers are going to walk straight in anyway. Just to stall him out, it seems, for now. At the very least, though, Andoran's attention will be focused down here in the south as Squeak's Eagle Warriors are pushed back a little bit, actually.
Yeah, but all this raiding has been... all this raiding's been idling Idefix so much. Idefix hasn't gone anywhere as far as development in the last few minutes, just because these Eagle Warriors are in his base.
Yeah, sure, he did lose a lot of vills, and both of his TCs are now completely idle as all those vills are sitting inside. This fight going really well for Squeak as well, actually. Under the TC of Idefix, he will kill all of those Cavaliers. That +4 defense comes in. And, well, I'm surprised he hasn't really taken out this TC yet either. He could just run under here and take it out and basically destroy all of Idefix's eco out here. This is a really good play for Squeak, though, and it's going to be a real uphill battle for Andoran to basically save his teammates, especially now that King Marv has also reached the Imperial Age. That's 2 players in Imperial for Team Daut, and Viper, would you look at that? All these TCs on the right side of the map, pretty exposed to a now Imperial Age King Marv, who could start to push out anytime soon.
Well, I don't know. Does King Marv push out, or is he going to be kept contained by Andoran? Looks like King Marv is going to go into the unit counter. He's going to go into Halberd here. What does Andoran do to combat this? I think hand cannons would be a great addition to his army, both against the Eagles and the Halbs of King Marv.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, he hasn't seen the Halbs, but he will see the barracks. So Andoran should know that the Halbs are coming out from Marv here. There's a lot of barracks coming up for him, and it makes a lot of sense to go straight into the Halbs in this situation. Is Andoran doing Paladin, though? Because it's not done just yet. It is 75% of the way done. Andoran, he's really desperately holding on for that Paladin upgrade, because once that comes in, he will be able to fight against this army of Squeak a little better. For now, Viper lost his TC. His starting TC is gone as Daut Castle drops his wall, and Daut here not really having much impact in this game either, but I'm expecting Daut to really start to do a little more soon now that he's got his eco building up behind Squeak's base in the south.
Paladin's almost done for Andoran, but this is why the Mayans are so strong. Their army is so cheap. All the Mayans all they have to do is switch into Halbs, which we see Halbs coming in from Squeak. I wonder if perhaps this decision going to Paladin was the best one, or maybe to get those hand cannons out a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like the hand cannons are a much better choice here. I mean, I understand why he would go Paladins at first, because they're a little bit more mobile, so they can catch the Eagle Warriors as they run in. The idea is to chase them down and kill them as quickly as possible, whereas the hand cannons do take a lot longer to get out. They do take longer to get into position. But now it does look like he is switching into the hand cannons as he's throwing down the archery ranges and doing chemistry. It's going to be a while before chemistry is complete, and in that while, that is when Squeak is coming in. He's taken down Idafix's TC in the south. Those villagers are toast, and it looks like he's going for Viper's TC in the center as well, but not if Andoran has something to say about it. Those paladins on the hill will push him away for now, but Squeak is also adding in Halberdier into his army. So this is a great quick switch from him, and Andoran desperately needs those hand cannons now.
Oh my gosh, Andoran is into King Marv's base. He's into the wood line. Hounds are only coming out now for King Marv. Let's see how much damage comes in on these villagers. Looks like an absolute massacre.
Yeah, King Marv doesn't really have the upgrades yet either. He's only got +2 defense, +1 attack against fully upgraded paladins. They aren't going to trade that effectively. Of course, Halberdier are cost effective versus paladins, but they still lose in a one-on-one fight, especially without upgrades. Whoa! Do you see that unit teleport there? That was pretty funky. Oh, they're doing it again. Andoran's paladins teleporting all over the place. Weird. They are in. They are in. Just some HD ready things, guys. Just some HD ready things. Gotta love it.
So it looks like Andoran's gonna... This is gonna be his stand. This castle. If this castle goes down, it will be GG. But no. Andoran's gonna defend here on top of this hill with paladins. This is where the mines get a little bit weaker later on. Paladins such a strong unit. Hounds and Eagles, they're cost efficient, they're easy to get out, they're easy to counter, but they're not the strongest unit late game.
Yeah, like pound for pound, they don't take the population space as effectively as a paladin would. However, they still get in there and they still do a lot of damage. But look at this. This fight from Andoran is really nice. With the hill and with the hand cannons behind the paladins, he's surely going to clean this up. Of course, he will have to stick to his hill for now. He will have to potentially desert this TC for the time being. But I think the problem for Andoran is this army is so expensive. He's having a real time replenishing his units fast enough. If you look at his gold, he's down to 240 gold right now. That gold is just running out super quick, and not only does he have to contend with Squeak, but Daut has entered the battlefield. Now he's in the Imperial Age, and he has his Magyar Hussar coming out as well.
And what a great unit for this situation. I don't think there's a lot of situations where this unit shines, but when Daut has very little access to gold, this is probably a pretty good unit.
Yeah, I completely agree, actually. The Magyar Hussar is so nice here. Of course, they don't cost any gold once they get their unique technology, so it's just a free food unit, essentially. And you can bet Daut has a lot of farms. Just look at that. Farming city down in the south. Or Farmville, I should say, down in the south. And with 3 castles up, he can pump the Magyar Hussar all day long. But still, Andoran has held on very well so far. And don't count Viper out just yet. It might not look great, but Viper does have a lot of town centers up in the north of the map. And he is being defended quite nicely by Andoran as well for the time being. He started to get some skirms out up here, and he's keeping King Marv contained, I would say. I mean, King Marv, this game, is basically just being contained within his walls. And as long as they keep him contained, and Andoran keeps holding off Daut and Squeak in the south, they've still got a chance. Though, you know, Idafix really has a long way to get back into this game after being displaced from his original starting position.
Yeah, Idafix is by far the weakest player here, but one thing I love for the Vipers team is their positioning is so good, with this castle on top of this hill and completely surrounding King Marv. Surrounding King Marv is one of the reasons why King Marv can't just push in there. He goes from one way and the Vipers team hits him from another direction. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see, this is the thing, you got to give him a little bit of, you got to let up a little bit on King Marv, because he is like the 1600 in here. We don't expect a miracle from him. But, you know, King Marv has a lot of gold. He's got a lot of food. He could really be making some Cavalier and actually trying to raid Andoran's base a little bit. Just a couple of petards, he could break this wall on the left side and raid Andoran's base with Cavalier. He doesn't even need Paladins to make that effective. But right now, oh, well, he's actually doing the Paladin upgrade right now. I just don't see the Knights or the Cavalier
Cavalier at this stage. They're not on the field yet. So maybe he'll go into that later on. For now, though, he does have to contend with this aggression from Viper and Andorian on the right side. Viper's just making skirms right now. And again, that's another reason why those Paladins would be a good switch for him to use. We also have Squeak coming over here with some elite Eagles as well. So maybe the focus of the fight will switch a little bit to the right side. But on the left, well, Squeak and Daut together are pushing Andorian back in this 2v1.
This could be the battle of the game with Squeak, the combined force of Squeak and Daut, just overwhelming their opponents. The castle on the hill will go down. The Eagle Flood is real, and here comes the elite Magyar Hussars.
Yeah, pretty good stats actually. I mean, if you compare them to a standard Hussar, they, a little bit better on the attack, a little bit worse on the HP. But overall, they will come out on top, and that's really nice for Daut. Just a nice beefy unit in there, a little good pierce armor as well for raiding.
I think the HP is because he's lacking bloodlines, I believe.
Oh, is it? Okay, that probably explains it. I wasn't sure. I mean, I did think it would be weird that the Magyar Hussar would have less HP, but I'm looking at like 85 HP. Okay, well, fair enough. But yeah, I'm guessing he doesn't have bloodlines. Anyway, on the left side, Idefix losing his TC out here, and I think this is going to be it, as Andorian's front line has been cracked. These elite Eagles are getting into all the nooks and crannies back here. Viper losing villages over here as well. And, like I said, even though the hand cannons are a direct counter to the Eagles, they can't catch up to them. The Eagles just run in, they kill all the vills, and by the time your hand cannons arrive to the scene, well, they're already dead. And there you go.
And just when the Viper was starting to mass on the right side, Squeak comes in at just the right second with the best unit for this army composition. Elite Eagle Warrior coming in, just wrecking everything the Viper can make at this point.
Oh yeah, on the right side, jeez. Look at that. I mean, Viper had massed skirmishes, didn't he? So those Eagles would have torn through that. King Marv finally got his Paladins out in the end as well. But sadly, I mean, it was a little bit late to really have any impact. His team had already won the game by that point. But, I mean, King Marv did a good job because he just held on. If King Marv wasn't in this game and being a nuisance on this right-hand side, you can bet Andorian would have focused more and Viper would have focused more on this left side. But since he was there and providing presence and just, he was still a threat, that did mean that Andorian had to split his army, half between King Marv and half between Squeak on the left. And as a result, they did crumble. Daut's team will get another point, making it 2-1 to them after game number 3 on Nomad here.
God, this was a crazy game. I'm thinking about how do I summarize this game. It's just, I mean, so many things happened this game. We had the push from Squeak. We had the attempted pushback from Andorian. We had that early fight from Daut, and Daut moving all the way across the bottom of all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
Players are not where they started at all. It's just such a crazy game. This was an excellent, excellent game.
Yeah, I love a good bit of Nomad, and I really didn't expect to see Viper and Idefix getting squeezed out here. I didn't expect that. What I thought would have happened was I thought Daut would be pushed off of the land. I thought Daut would have to relocate. And of course, we did see Daut go down to the south, but that's just because he didn't have space, not because he was defeated over here or anything. Yeah. I really expected Viper and Idefix to be able to push Daut in a 2v1 and just clean him up. But what we ended up seeing was the opposite. Viper now having to build up in the north of the map, and he was displaced, and it took him so long to rebuild back into it. It was very similar to the last game, where he was just too late to the party, basically. And by that point, he had no way to deal with the post-Imperial armies of Squeak and Daut. So, very well played. Obviously, the MVP for Viper's team there was Andorian. He did hold on for a long time, but certainly not long enough for his teammates to be able to pull it back and to get the win. So congratulations to Team Daut. They will get the 3rd game in the series, but it is a best of 5. So that means we still have at least another game to go here.
I think you could have watched this game maybe 100 times and just saw something, not 100 times, but you could have seen something different each game. I was thinking the exact same thing. Daut was going to get squeezed and he was going to get destroyed. But then, Daut comes in with that Mangonel, kills 3 Rams. And so many little battles like that just changed this game. Daut getting access to that gold is so many little things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Daut did defend very well actually as well. I think the first thing for Daut was that he got feudal very quickly, so he was able to pressure Viper with towers, and that immediately prevented Viper and Idefix from pushing out and towering him. So he kind of preemptively defended himself, and then, as you said, with the Mangonel defense, he was able to just basically keep Idefix out of his base, and that allowed Squeak the time to boom up and basically win them the game. So once again, Squeak MVP for Daut's team. And I'll take a quick look at the achievements here. We'll have a look at the achievements for military. You'll see that Andoran and Squeak actually had a very similar number of units killed. Just a tiny difference between them there. Even on the units lost, they were very close. Squeak with a slightly better KD. But these guys definitely pulling their weight in that game. And so far, I mean, I've been surprised because it's not been Viper and Daut who have been truly dominant in this series so far. It's more like being Squeak and Andoran.
Every game, there's always been, I mean, the Viper or Daut, they haven't been like the prominent role in most of these games. No. It's always been someone else.
Absolutely. Villager high for Idefix, 70. Couldn't really get going there. I think the problem for Idefix is space. By the time he'd able to start like building a second and third TC, he didn't have space to build. Because he was, I guess that was the big disadvantage for Viper's team. Although they were close together, you know, maybe they were a little bit too close. They didn't quite have the room to build. Since Andoran was kind of building in the north, Idefix had to build between Viper and Andoran, and he just didn't really have the space for it.
I was watching Idefix. One of the things, the Viper, when he's got his first like town center destroyed, he immediately went across the map and built like 4 town centers in the north side. Idefix mostly stayed in his area, tried to just rebuild there, you know, garrison his town centers, but we really didn't see him push out and try to rebuild towards the north. And the Viper was just coming into it at the very end there, where Idefix was still out of the game.